Guys and gals, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate this. And again, feel free to leave any comments below this video if you have any thoughts on the things that I've said. And when I turned this camera on, I didn't know what I was going to say. Nothing was scripted here. I just felt something in my heart that needed to be shared. And I've shared it for these 27 or so minutes. So I appreciate you coming along in this little journey with me. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mike Dolce Show. Each day, I try and think of a topic to discuss with you, usually something that is in the public realm, as far as conversations that you're having in real time. I try and pick up on that and give some insight. As I was thinking today about what we should talk about, I was a little disheartened. And I'm disheartened because it's increasingly more challenging to tell you guys the truth. And I don't know what to do about this because the machine is so powerful. It really does beat us down. Now, this isn't a defeatist mentality. I'm still here talking to you. This is very realistic. Now, I'm very staunch in my belief system, and I vet my own confirmation bias consistently. I have an amazing team that surrounds me, and we keep each other honest and on task. I pride myself in working with everyone from all different philosophical backgrounds in the realm of health and fitness and athletic performance. But we all must take a tempered approach in how we communicate our belief system. So as I sit here speaking with you, I look at the propaganda that's so powerful in the industry. And I simply point to the lack of results that most people have. Not you, of course. But the vast majority of people you know are just spinning their wheels, hopping from fad diet to fad diet, making no progress. But they're so sure at the time that what they're doing is going to finally work, usually because some sort of pop culture icon said so. Now, when we drill down and we look at the motives of those telling us what to do, we really have to be careful. And most people don't do that. I mean, go to Yahoo. Look at Yahoo's main page. Yahoo cares nothing about your health, about your fitness, about your happiness, about your financial well-being. Yahoo simply cares about you clicking. Yahoo is a publicly traded company that care nothing about you and only about the bottom line. So the information that they put out is not to help you. It's to help them keep you in their funnel. Now, why do I say Yahoo? I say Yahoo because Yahoo is a metaphor for nearly every media outlet and personality. I'm disheartened because I know nearly everyone that's held as an expert in the fitness world. Some I have close relationships with, and some I would not want to be in the same state boundary as them because they're such low quality of a human, regardless of their audience size. And many of these have massive audiences and large platforms. Now, recently, over the past 2 weeks, I conducted 2 interviews. One with James Wilkes, producer of The Game Changers, and the other with Sean Baker, head of the Carnivore Movement. And I found both of these gentlemen to be stellar. Great guys. Guys that I likely would go and grab a coffee with and look forward to working out with. and probably, meet up at a kid's birthday party and spend the majority of the time chit-chatting. They have completely different perspectives from a philosophical standpoint with regards to health, fitness, nutrition, athletic performance. But the conflation of their ideas, once it's spread through the public square, creates this nasty, dirty environment that's just as bad as we see in the political realm. So I don't agree with what Sean says. I don't agree with what James says. There's points that we absolutely agree on, and we likely agree on more things than we don't. But if I were to distill down their top 10 talking points, I'm not going to agree with more than half each, which creates, depending on the way you look at it, a very fine common ground for us to work together, for us to start to build bridges of understanding, and from our perspective, to best understand best practices. Now, when I speak with you, I try and only deliver best practices. What factually works? Take my opinion out of this, because if I were to just sit here and talk about my opinion, my goodness, the conversations we would have. But my opinion means absolutely nothing when I speak with you. The only thing that matters when I speak with you is what actually works, what is factually true. And if you go back through all my content, all my curriculum, all my videos, all my blogs, all my articles, all my books, and all my other products and services, whatever I present to you is what works. It's what works. It might not be what I'm testing at the moment, and many things based upon my opinion that I test may or may not work, and oftentimes they work extremely well for a smaller percentage of the population. And I don't share those. I don't promote those. I don't grab onto those, as cool as they sound, and conflate that into the public square as if everyone should follow it. And that's the problem that you're facing. You're facing personalities, podcast hosts, bloggers, vloggers, multimedia companies that are simply focused on getting you to click, getting you to download, getting you to subscribe, getting you to like, and ultimately getting you to purchase in some way, shape, or form. The best way to do that is to be different and to be outside the box, to differentiate themselves from everyone else. This is very common. And this is where I get a little sad, because I know a lot of people that I once respected, that I once was friends with, that they took the wrong turn and just went all in on the money side. And they left the science behind. They left their core culture behind, and they simply wanted to turn that dollar. And unfortunately, this is more people than not. And it's been a challenge to navigate those waters. And for me, it's been a challenge in that I haven't publicly called them out by name with specific citing of their issues. I probably will never do that because that's not my personality. That's not just an area I choose at this time to be involved in. So this is an open conversation with you, my friends. As I turn on this microphone every day and have this conversation with you, It's troubling because I know what we're fighting. We are fighting against very sophisticated algorithms. We are fighting against very experienced marketing teams. We are fighting against very well-financed business people that care not about your health and fitness. They might not be intentionally trying to hurt you or harm you or slow down your progress, but your progress is not their priority. Converting you is. That's the priority. What do they need to do to get you to buy, regardless of benefit to you? And I struggle daily with calling them out so you know by name and you know by product and you know by quote what to look out for. And I've always tried to focus on the positive side. And we'll take the GMO, genetically modified organisms. We'll look at that. Years ago, maybe 10 or so years ago, I was vocal. I was one of the more vocal personalities out there discussing the negative effects of genetically modified foods. And boy, was that an uphill battle. So much hate was sent my way. And I always tried to avoid the direct call out, the negative, in that I focused more on the positive side of earth-grown nutrients, of sourcing organically grown, organically raised, earth-grown whole food products, supporting your local farmers, creating gardens on your own property, walking out in your backyard to the best of our abilities and procuring all the nutrition that we need, or going to our neighbor next door, or going to our bordering township or county, slowly but surely spreading that local network. So instead of attacking these large conglomerates that are focused on polluting the world, I didn't focus on that negative side effect of standing outside Monsanto and picketing away. I focused more on the positive message of supporting your local farmers and planting your own seeds and creating window gardens. And we have all the content on that we've tried to put out. Now, we're very proud of how large our footprint has become globally, of how many of you have leaned forward and listened to our points. And we continue to grow. We continue to have influence. But the battle between what we do here, which is a standalone, independent mom and pop shop, that's what we are. We are battling against these multi-millionaires, decamillionaires, 100-millionaires, billionaire companies, extremely well-financed, that use multiple tricky ways to get their message across, to convert you, to monetize you, to dupe you, to conflate the facts, to sweep you into their funnels so they can market and target and remarket and retarget and upsell all these products to you that do nothing for you. Now, I've said before, and you likely know if you've followed us for any period of time, that the biggest criticism my critics have for me is that Dolce just doesn't really change his song and dance. The guy basically says the same thing over and over and over again. And he said the same thing for pretty much 20 years now, or as long as he's been around, he's been preaching the same thing. But is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing when our core principles have never changed? When compared to others in the industry whose core principles change every 18 months. Every time a product starts to decline, they come out with a brand new product or program or service that has no relation to the one that they were previously promoting. Now, they're retargeting their audiences. They're re-engaging their audience. They're reselling and upselling new products. But they're also selling a false bill of goods. Because truly, if the first product worked, they wouldn't have to sell anything different. Now, we sell things here, right? We are a company. We're a for-profit company, although I run a nonprofit also dedicated to eradicating childhood obesity and eating disorders. But the core of the Dolce Diet and Fitness, we're a business. We sell information. We sell nutrition programs and recipes and workout plans. But we're not trying to sell one person 10 things. We're trying to sell 10 people one thing, and it's the same thing. Now, some of my friends who are in different businesses altogether, and they run great businesses, and we're talking hugely, famously successful. They say, man, your business model, it's a tough business model, because you're trying to, once I sell to a client, and once you buy from me, you probably don't need to buy again, because we've armed you with all the information you need to move forward. And maybe you'll come back for something, for a little refresher. Maybe you want, let's say, a little 3 weeks to shred it because you really want to get peaked out for some sort of competition or social event. But by and large, the principles that we teach are evergreen. You can follow those from 18 years old to 118 years old and pretty much never have to leave, let's say, our Living Lean cookbook. You get that cookbook and you can pretty much live the rest of your life healthy and fit and active and athletic and achieve dang near all your goals. We're not selling you the low-carb program, the high-carb program, the meat-only program, the plant-only program, the high-rep program, the low-rep program, the fat burner program, the bulk-up powder program. We're not selling you any of that. And I could, if I wanted to. And you would likely buy it. And your friends would likely buy it. And we would definitely have much higher revenues at the end of the year. But that's not why I do this. I do this to help you. I do this to teach you. I do this to educate you. That's why I'm in this game. That's why I turn on this microphone every day for free and disseminate this information in any way that I can to help you understand best practices to live your life on your own terms as healthy and athletic as possible. That's it. So this is unscripted, obviously. I think you can tell just by the nature of me speaking to you, which again is why I really like this format, because you can see me. You can watch me. You can listen to me. You can tell if I'm BSing. You can tell if I'm full of it. You can tell if I'm shilling or selling. You can tell. Or if I'm truly sharing from the heart. I've had the honor to work with, the just amazing people. I don't want to say the best people because there's so many amazing humans on this planet. But through our reach and through my business, we have touched the lives of millions of people. We have countless, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands or more testimonials from real people just like you over the years, whether it's through getting tagged in social media posts or direct emails to our support site, or bumping into people at UFC fight weeks, or standing in a cafe or in a Whole Foods, like happens every single day. There's not a day goes by that I don't bump into someone I've never personally met before who has somehow found their way into our ecosystem and has thanked me, which is why I'm speaking to you the way that I do, why I have the gratitude that I have for you to listen, and why I'm so passionate about telling you the truth that all of my fitness friends, not all, the majority of my fitness friends don't. And that makes me sad. And I'm struggling with that at this stage of life. I'm struggling with that right now. And I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. Good people, people I thought were good, I've had to reevaluate simply because of their business practices. Otherwise, good people are out there just scamming you, constantly flipping the script on you. And God, I'm struggling, guys. So maybe this is a little bit of therapy for me in speaking with you. And I don't know, but this has been a slow build over the last year or two, really since the whole low-carb movement came out. And that's when it happened. When that low-carb movement came back again, right? Came back again. I've been doing this. 93 is when I officially opened my business as a professional tax-paying entity, 93. So we'll say back to 93. That's 26 years. I've seen this stuff come through so many times. Low carb and high carb and low fat and high fat and low protein and high protein and no supplements and only supplements and count your macros and don't count your macros and all the other stuff. It comes and goes. None of that's evergreen. That's just a sales. That's the McRib. It comes through once a season or so, right? The pumpkin spice latte. That's all that stuff is. It just comes through every so often. So that's a good analogy because I'm simply selling you a cup of coffee, right? Evergreen. They're trying to come through and sell you the pumpkin spice latte, but tell you it's the best thing ever until you have it a few times and you realize, oh, this is just, I can't even stand it anymore. I can't drink that thing again. Give me a cup of coffee. That's the best bang for the buck. And I'm struggling with my friends, and I'll still call them my friends and not my former friends. I'm still struggling with my friends trying to run their businesses, trying to feed their families. Now, I have a family too, right? I have a family too. So they're no different than I. And some don't have families. They don't have kids. They don't have to worry about all the things, healthcare and 401ks and college funds and wedding funds. I have 2 daughters, by the way. 2 daughters I got to take care of until the point that they take care of me. Hopefully, if we do things correctly. So this conversation is really, it's just me speaking straight and honestly and directly to you. And I hope you've stayed here long enough to listen. And I hope that you take something out of this. And what I hope you take, if nothing else, is to simply be more discerning with your choices. Simply be more intentional with your actions. Be mindful. Research everything, please. I say almost every time I talk to you, research everything I say. Please research everything I say. Do absolutely nothing I say until you've researched it, because that's my job as a coach, as a trainer, is an educator. That's my job. I'm a teacher. That's all I am. I'm a teacher. I'm here to teach you best practices, but I need you to temper those best practices with your own thoughts and your own experiences. And hopefully that is the little thread that you start to pull on that allows you to educate yourself, because my goal is for you not to need me. My goal is for you to take everything that I've taught you and turn it into something even better for you in your own life. Now, I'll sit here and I'll struggle with my own dilemma of what to do about my friends or my former friends or those who never really were friends. They just were using the association with me to scrape my own audience, and that's most likely what it was. And some of them were like that, well calculated. But I'll kick that around. Now, if you guys have any comments on the things that I've said, or if you have any questions, please leave them below. And we can have deeper conversations. And maybe I will have a deeper conversation on this. And who knows what this will turn into. But I appreciate you guys. I will fight for you every single day. I will tell you the truth. Whether you believe me or not, whether you agree with me or not, I will tell you the truth every single time I turn on this camera and this microphone, and every time I put pen to paper, and any time I shake your hand and look you in the eye and see you in a line at a cafe or anywhere else. I will tell you the truth. Whether it puts $1 in my pocket or not, that does not matter. That does not matter. The more people I help, the more help I've received in return. That's always been my operating philosophy. And here I am 26 plus years later in business, still successfully in business, living a life I never thought that I could, by simply being honest and open and transparent and treating you with the same dignity and the same respect that I want myself and my own family to be treated with. That's really all this is. I just want to treat you the exact same way I demand to be treated by those I'm looking to for help, for advice, for products or services. That's it. And that's what I will always continue to do. And that is my promise to you 100%. Guys and gals, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate this. And again, feel free to leave any comments below this video if you have any thoughts on the things that I've said. And when I turned this camera on, I didn't know what I was going to say. Nothing was scripted here. I just felt something in my heart that needed to be shared. And I've shared it for these 27 or so minutes. So I appreciate you coming along in this little journey with me. And until next time, boom.